assertive communication. When you're communicating with people, sometimes can be a little bit hard for people to understand what you want to say, or the opposite. It could be a little bit hard for yourself to explain yourself in a way that other people understand, or it could be hard for you because you're trying to express your feelings and it can be a little bit hard for you, right? Depending of your situation. I wanted to do this live so you can have an idea of how to express yourself. This is coming very often. It's a question that I often have. So the number one thing that I want to say is like you can talk about your feelings. You can start using I feel, I need, or when you do this, you make me feel this way. So that could be tip number one. Number two is like be clear and direct. Say what you want to say, but without over explaining, if that makes sense, right? Deliver the message, but not an apology, because you can be respectful, but at the same time, you can explain, like, hey, this is the way I feel. You can say, I'm sorry if it sounds harsh, but you cannot change the way I feel. And I want you to know that when you are saying this, you're making me feel this way in case that you want to avoid any other confrontation, right? Control your tone. There's a difference between screaming, speaking, and all of that. And sometimes if your tone is loud, even though you can say that that's the way you talk, it can affect the way that people receives the message that you are trying to give. Does that make sense? Let me know. Um, you need to sound confident when you're saying these things. Set boundaries early. You can state your limits up front. You can tell them what you need, or I'm going to be available if you need to talk to them until 5 p.m., until 4 p.m. I can take one more task. And use a confident language when you are talking about how you feel. Don't forget to practice if you need to. You can pause as many times as needed. You can take a deep breath before the conversation, during, after, or throughout the conversation. Say no without guilt. And by the end, you can also repeat some key points in case that you need to reassure what you need to say. If you have any questions about your assertive communication and how you can do this more effectively, please stay tuned. I see that there's a couple of people. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Clan. Thank you for joining us today. Our topic was about assertive communication. And since I'm seeing more people connecting right now, when you communicate with others, do you usually watch your tone? What do you say? You can speak from the heart, but from a respectful, with a respectful way. If you're trying, you don't need to convince anyone when you're doing assertive communication. You just need to express how you feel, and that's it, nothing else. Hi, I see you all. I'm very glad. What are some of the struggles that you have when you're communicating your feelings to other people? If anyone can tell me in the chat, that will be very helpful. That will give us all some guidance of the things that we could do or things that we cannot do. I already provided a couple of tips. I'm going to continue talking. I'm going to start watching the chat and I'm going to repeat this again. So the statements over here, it is when you're speaking from the heart, but you're telling the person, I feel when you do this, and you can tell them because too, you can give them an explanation. You don't need to, um, literally, you don't have to over explain. You don't have to yell at people. You just need to say how you feel. If you have any questions, please let me know. Let me see. Okie dokie. Well, if there's no further questions, I'm gonna stay for a little bit. And if not, I hope you have an amazing night. See you soon. Take care. Bye.